Alrighty, hello and welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Today is November 20th, 2022. And today I am making a long-awaited and very long overdue video that I'm sure a lot of you have just been dying to see. And I do apologize for the delay in this video. It's been a little bit of a rough year, sort of an emotional roller coaster with a lot of different things and expensive vehicle repairs and buying a bus and working 55 to 60 hours a week full time. Life has just been kind of draining me lately, and been trying to find the energy to come down here and finally share my mostly completed wall fire alarm system with you guys. This was a project, this is a project that's been done for a few months now, and it's actually been sitting down here up and running for quite a while now. I started this project earlier this year. And you guys can go back and watch my other videos so you can better understand the history I've had with the struggles of trying to have a little demonstration system here in my basement. I apologize for the mess over here, but I had all my fire alarms set up on the wall down there, sitting on the floor. Not on the wall, I'm sorry, on the floor. Just wasn't working very well. This basement was flooding constantly, water coming in. Not too bad, but water coming in, take the stuff down, put it back up, take it down, put it back up. It was getting really old, and we've had the guys here to repair this basement a million times, and it seems like a new crack in the foundation just opens up, and it's never actually fixed. They came in here and did some major work just a couple weeks ago, actually. Sealed off another crack in the corner in the laundry room. They did some heavier work, so I really hope the water's done for at least a little while, but I shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. All of my stuff is finally up on the wall, and there have been some changes with all this stuff. I've got some new stuff. This has involved a lot of trips to Home Depot. I did a lot of shopping and money spending at Home Depot. I would like to thank a couple people for their help in this project. My coworker, Steve Saskill. I'll put his picture in here. He helped me get a lot of these panels up. Actually, he helped me mount these very heavy plywood boards on the wall. Helped me mount them into the studs and do it properly. And I would like to thank my good friend Elizabeth Craig. She actually helped me with a different part of this project. It was completely different, but I still consider it kind of a part of the project. I was having a very hard time seeing down here when I was setting this stuff up, and two of these light fixtures we have down here, they were actually that one was not working at all, and then I think that one maybe had one bulb working, and that one had one bulb working. I can't remember, but it was very dark down here, and I decided something had to be done. I was gonna just put LED tubes in all these fluorescent, or to replace all the fluorescent tubes that were in these fixtures, and two of them were giving me issues. I put in the LED tubes, and the LEDs were just flickering, so what turned into just putting up my fire alarms turned into completely replacing all three of these light fixtures and putting in LED bulbs. And another thing that I did, I'll walk up the stairs for a quick second here. I actually changed this light switch with a light up one because the old one was giving us issues. So anyway, so now we can finally see a little better down here, and it gave me some better lighting to fully, or mostly fully, complete this project. And Elizabeth helped me get these fixtures up, and My mom was very appreciative, and our landlord did give us the money for these. He appreciated it too, to an extent. So anyway, I want to go ahead and start by saying this is kind of a win-win situation setting up this system. You guys can see this big cut in the wall right here. This cut extends all the way down to like probably right here. They had to tear out the drywall to do some foundation repairs over here, and obviously after they left and did the drywall, or I'm sorry, the foundation repairs, it was up to the owner of this place to fix the drywall. He didn't really want to do it, so I just kind of gave myself permission to put this stuff up. And like I said, it's a win-win because I can have my system up, and it also covers most of this. There's actually a draft coming through here. I might see if I can get one more smaller piece of plywood and just kind of cover that up. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna add another one of those and try to extend the system. I don't know how that's gonna work, but for right now I'm pretty content with the way this turned out. So without further ado, let's get into everything I've done. You guys can see that most of this stuff is stuff I've had for a while. Some of it is new, and I've got something new over here to show you guys, which you can see right now. I like to start over here though. Earlier this year I decided to call it quits with the bookshelf, call it quits with the bins, and finally get something really flipping awesome and safe and professional to keep my fire alarm collection in. This is a metal storage cabinet. I bought this guy off of, I think it was Facebook Marketplace for like, I want to say I paid like $150 for it. And I drove down to the Chicago Ridge, Oak Lawn area to buy this. It came out of a medical office building. They were doing some rearranging or buying new furniture, and the lady had a few of these cabinets. So saw it on Marketplace, decided it'd be perfect. And this is my new collection cabinet. Collection shelves. I had gone to Walmart, pretty much cleaned out their stock of this kitchen drawer liner, cut it to size for the most part. It's not perfect, and put it all up in here. So I got my pull stations up here, a couple newbies that you guys haven't seen yet. I'll show those off later. I need to do another collection update. Actually, I should start with the top. I have some new system sensor. I got some, actually got some brand new system sensor horn strobes from my good friend Dylan down in Lockport, Doc Brown's Radio Lab on YouTube. I went down there earlier this year, and I actually have to go back there and pay him a visit when I get some time. I got some other boxes and some extra, this is like an extension box that I bought that I ended up not needing. I got my pull stations, smoke detectors, key test stations here, and I'll explain this more in the next collection video I do, but those two, I think they're Silent Night smoke detectors, those Spectre alerts, that Spectre alert advanced, I'm sorry, they're all advances, Spectre alert advance, these two Silent Night pull stations, that Spectre alert advance, and that Gentex, I forgot what the model of that one is. Got them all from a really generous and kind-hearted man in Iowa that works at a TV station. They had upgraded their fire alarm system and threw all the old fire alarm parts in a box in a basement. The guy spent a lot of money to send me all this stuff for free. So in the next collection update, I will get his name and thank him, but he was very kind to give me all that stuff. So I got quite a lot of new devices in the collection, but like I said, I'll go over those in the next collection update. But down here we got some of my horn strobes and strobes, mostly simplex. Notification appliances down there. My older simplex stuff and some speaker strobes. My chime and light strobe plates and everything. So in my opinion, this is a lot more secure. I really like the fact that it has wheels on it. That way it can be moved around. Trust me, getting this thing into the back of my truck and driving it back home, getting it unloaded in the freezing cold and snow, and getting it down these stairs and putting it back onto the platform with the wheels was a real pain in the butt. But it was all worth it. There goes my light. It was all worth it with the way it turned out. And I put some fun magnets and stickers on there. Let's go ahead and go over to the actual system, which is the part you guys have been waiting to see. I'll start with what I've got it mounted on. I have, it's 3 pieces of 3/4 inch thick 4x4 plywood. Pick this up real quick. Bought it from Home Depot. This piece over here, I think this was a 2x4. My coworker Steve came up with a very good method here to kind of help hold it together. Steve is a very good handyman, and like I said, I so appreciate his work. He's kind of he and I are kind of the jack of all trades at my work, but he does a lot more of this blue collar work that I'm not very skilled in. So once again, a huge thank you to my coworker Steve for helping me get these huge, heavy plywood boards up. But that's what everything is mounted on. They're all drilled into the studs in the wall. Starting from the left here, we have my Simplex 4081 battery cabinet. This came from the Haber Oaks School up in Cary, Illinois, along with my current 4010, which also came from the Haber Oaks School, which has since been demolished, I believe. The newest, one of the newest pieces to my collection is a second 4010. That's right. You guys know I've been going crazy with buying the 4010s lately. This is technically the 4th 4010 I've owned. The other 2 I gave away. The first one, and then another one that I had driven all the way to Iowa to buy and give away to some YouTubers. But yeah, this is the 4th one that I've owned, and as you guys can see, this is a 4010-9102 red cabinet variant, which is very uncommon. I found this on Facebook Marketplace up in southern Wisconsin. And the coolest thing about this is it actually came out of an old Pepsi facility. And the guy I met to purchase it, he was actually in a Pepsi uniform and everything. He said it came out of their work, and it was either in I want to say it was either in Madison, Wisconsin. He said they had 2 locations. It was either like Madison, Wisconsin, or something like that, and Rockford, Illinois. And it was in Wisconsin, but he drove down to Rockford to meet me after work one night. So I picked this guy up for, I want to say, I think I paid like $250 or $300 for it, but it was well worth it because this is the very rare red cabinet variation, which is the 4010-9102. And according to Dylan, these had to be custom ordered in this color, just like the other 9102 red Simplex panel variants for the other models. They had to be custom ordered in the red color. So it's got the dress panel. It came with everything. It came with the Annunciator, which is right here, and its matching Annunciator is hooked up to it. It did not have a trim plate. I found the stainless steel on eBay. I'll show you guys that in a second. But the system is fully functioning. It has 2 pretty much brand new batteries in it, which are down here. So this system has its own battery backup inside, whereas the battery backup for this system, I'm using the battery cabinet for. These are the original batteries I got with this system that were in this cabinet. They're Interstate, I want to say 33 amp hour batteries or something like that. They're from 2019, but as I found when I did a test earlier this year, they don't hold charge for that long, so I won't be surprised if this thing sends me a battery depleted trouble pretty soon. I don't think they have much longer. So they're about 3 or 4 years old at this point, so. But we'll see. The 4005, you guys saw the last video I did on it. I didn't want to make this video without having the 4005 system done, but unfortunately this is just not going well. Mainly due to the lack of, like I said earlier, kind of the lack of time I've had to work on this system. I still have not cracked the level 4 passcode for this replacement CPU. So when I do have time to work on this, and hopefully eventually guess the password, I will start setting it up. I've got devices already running into it, and how this is going to work ultimately is I've got these 2 pull stations here, these 2 spots devoted to the 4005, obviously the 4602-9102 Annunciator. We'll go to that, and then same as before, both of my Annunciator panels, the Cerberus Pyrotronics panel, which by the way Steve also helped me put a lock I had laying around. I think it's a Silent Night lock or something. It could be a, I don't know, Potter or something like that. I always forget the brand this lock is. PK625 key is the one it takes, but he helped me put that on there. And even though the cabinet was bent when they tried to uninstall it and pry it open, it still locks and holds it in place. So for the first time, this panel has a key, and I was trying to find a use for that lock when it wouldn't work on my old 4010, so I'm very happy that worked out. And then, of course, my Simplex 4305-B from the JP Morgan Chase building. Both of those will go into the 4005. I have a card that I bought for the 4005 that, if I'm not mistaken, should let me run graphic annunciators and actually get the proper zone to show up. I've literally got this stuff wired up. It's wired up and ready to go. My zone LEDs on each of these are tied together but wired separately. So 2's wired to 2, 1's wired to 1, and I'm only going to be running 2 zones on this panel. So hopefully that'll work to where zone 1 will make zone 1 light up and zone 2 will make zone 2 light up. But that's that. So got all 3 panels, technically all 4 panels right there. Onto the notification appliances. I've got 2 back boxes here. I've got 2 over here, and then I've got this one here. This one's just sitting here. This is a 2903 series Simplex back box that I also got from the JP Morgan Chase building with a couple of the 2903s in there. And I have that up just so if I want to use a 2903 device, the box will already be up there and it'll make it that much easier. And in my opinion, it's not that much of an eyesore, but it'll look better than trying to turn the thing upside down and mount it onto one of these, because there's not going to be enough space for it to stick up into there. So anyway, and right now on the beige 4010, I've got devices that were with it, that were mostly with it while it was still in the school. And this is not going to stay permanent, but this is just the setup that I have right now, and I'm not going to test it today either, but this is just the setup I have for now, and it'll stay like this for a while until I'm ready to do the first test. But I've got a 4906-9127 True Alert, a 4906-9101 True Alert, a 4099-9003 Pull Station. This one was the first addressable pull station I bought off of eBay. And then I've got this one here, which did come out of the Haber Oaks school, so this pull station was originally a part of that system, as well as those guys, like I had previously said. This one also came out of the Haber Oaks school, but this one I have tied to the red 4010. This pull station, it's an RSG RMS1T, unbranded. This one I actually bought from New Age Server Alarm's most recent sale. This one has a 4090 9001, I believe, if that's the model number, monitor module on it, and it is set up as a pull station running into the Red 4010 as well. And like I said, the Spectre Alert and the Gentex, as well as the Silent Night pull stations, those are connected to the 4010, or I'm sorry, the 4005, so those aren't doing anything right now. But these are Silent Nights. Oh, duh, wrong key. I don't feel like flipping through my keys. These are Silent Nights. I believe they're ISP. Oh, no. Now I gotta look. I know I'm just completely butchering the model number on this. It's like IDA or IDP. I think it's IDP -pull-SA. Oh, I got it right. IDP-pull-SA. These were both addressable pull stations, which I did a very poor job of converting to conventional. But I tested them, and they should be working as conventional pull stations. Now I've got a couple in there that are still addressable that I did not convert. And a lot of Annunciators. That's right. You guys are probably saying, what the heck is up with those Annunciators? Annunciators are always a part of the fire alarm system that I like very much. And you guys can see I just had a field day with the stainless trim options for these Annunciators. Let me explain the madness that's going on here and why I have this many Annunciators. This one I can justify the easiest. This is a 4606-9101 that came with the Red 4010. So this one is for the Red 4010 system. I've got a Simplex 4603-9101. As many of you know, this is not compatible with any of these three control panels. This is for the 4100 series panels and the 4020, which ultimately that's my goal one day, is to have one of those panels. So that's why I've had this, and I figure, well, since I've got it, I don't just want it sitting in the bin. I want to actually mount it up. And this trim came with it, or it came with the other 9101 that I had that had the membrane keys broken. I gave that Annunciator to Dylan, and I put this trim piece on here, and it looks very nice. So it's not powered up right now. Obviously, it doesn't have anything going to it because it is not usable with my current setup. But hopefully one day I'll have I ultimately want to get a 4100 Classic or a 4100U with voice evac, and I can get this working. I've got another 4606-9101. This one is running off of the beige 4010. I did not have any 4606 Annunciators before this, so this one I bought originally for the system. Found a stainless trim plate on eBay, so I just had to buy it. And then underneath this one, I actually have a second 4606-9101. These two are both on the same system. These are both on the beige 4010. And believe it or not, it's been so many months, I do not remember what my plans were, why I got a second 9101. I was going to do something different, or I can't remember. Like I said, it's been so many months and I've been so busy, but what I do know is that I got this Annunciator for an insanely good price. I got it for like $60 on eBay. It came out of a hotel in Wisconsin, I think, that was abandoned, and they were going to demolish it. I can't remember exactly, but I got it for a really good price for parts or possibly not working, and as you guys can see, it is working just fine, and it did come with a beige trim plate. So I do have two Annunciators on the beige 4010 and one on the red 4010, and then I am keeping this spot right above here open. There is something else that I'm looking to get there that I might not ever get. It's a very rare device, but if I can find it someday, then that spot will be occupied. But I really love the way this looks, and I think this in general came out very nice. You guys are probably going to criticize me looking over this whole thing. You're probably going to criticize me on the wiring, and it's not the best, but this really isn't. I mean, it is for show, but it's not really to impress or meet any fire codes. I know I'm probably violating quite a lot of fire codes with this system, but it's not acting as a life safety system. It could work as a life safety system with the fact that I have it powered up and it's working. Actually, I should go ahead and show the ceiling. I haven't even shown the ceiling yet. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. We do have smoke detectors. For the first time in very many years, I'm using smoke detectors on my systems. These were very easy to wire up. These are Simplex 4098 something. I can never remember the base and model number of these smoke detectors, but these two addressable 4098 detectors also came out of the Haber Oaks school. This one is running on the beige 4010, this one's running on the red, and then I also have I believe this might be a 4098 non-addressable series. I had originally thought the 4098 series was all addressable, but I think this might be a non-addressable 4098, and if not a 2098 series detector. That will be for the 4005 whenever I get that up and running, but these two detectors, as you can see, there's that one flashing and there's that one flashing. They are both up and running and working. Now, I didn't want it to end there. I wanted the system to extend, so as you guys can see, this is really crappy, but I've got a System Sensor Spectral or Advanced, I believe, PC2W here on the ceiling. This was a lot of fun to put these up. I do have back boxes that run all the way up to the, I would have to show it, but there are like a series of back boxes and extensions that go all the way up to the underneath the floor up there, so I could be able to hang these. But I've got that there, and over here I've got my Simplex 4904-9185 110 candela ceiling strobe that came out of my dad's work in Oak Brook. And these two, how I have this set up right now, these two ceiling devices are on the red 4010, and these two wall mounts are on the beige 4010. And like I said earlier, these will be for the 4005. So as you guys can see, it's a really interesting, I set this up in a really interesting way. And you can go ahead and feel free to criticize me. There, as you guys can see, there's a lot of zip ties and a lot of really crappy stuff like that. I actually had those little cable holders as extra parts. Took those off of a school bus that this little things were using to hold down camera cables. So stuff I get from working at a school bus company, right? But anyway, that's pretty much the system. I just wanted to give an overview of it and show it off so you guys can see it and let me know what you think of it. Make comments. I don't know when the first test is going to be, but I definitely want to have a few special people here to do the first test of the system, the first filmed test of the system. I forgot to mention I've also got a couple extra keys here. This is a duplicated Simplex B key with a red ring around it. This came with the red 4010. Another Simplex key I had laying around, and a Simplex test station Annunciator key for those two. So anyway, I think it, like I said, I think this came out pretty good. It's awesome since it's off the floor. That's what I was mainly concerned about. Like I said, it's not pretty, but it gets the job done, and it is an extra perk that if there was a fire down here, it probably would go off, even though I couldn't actually expect it to, because like I said, I can only guess how many fire codes I am violating with this system. But like I said, not officially a life safety system, just for show, and hopefully pretty soon here we will see some system tests with this system. But I can move away from the floor system test series and actually start making some real wall system tests. So anyway, I would just like to thank you guys for following this project. Thank you for coming with me on this little tour. Thank you for all the support. And when I have time, there will be more to see with the setup in the future. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope all of you have a happy Thanksgiving. That'll be it.